we have the current stock market analysis for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, we're looking at the hourly time frame. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And we are starting to get a bit of a bounce here to start the day. The stock has now posted new all-time highs, moderate all-time highs, just barely, coming in at 140.89. So we are going to need to sort of revise this price chart a little bit, because this does now breach those prior highs at 140.76, which would have been posted July 20. So I guess we can finally get that date out of our heads, because this is no longer the all-time high. So we're starting to see a little bit of a price high here, but it's kind of interesting here because it's just by a few cents. I mean, this really isn't a significant price movement here. We're just sort of barely seeing this stock inch into record high territory here. So this is a bit interesting, and this makes me wonder whether or not these price highs here are going to be sustainable. It seems to me that some shorter term traders might be possibly throwing in the towel here if we don't start to see some follow through here relatively soon. And then if that occurs, the real question at that point would be sort of finding the base so that the stock could sort of start to make another more serious move in the upward direction. So this is a very, very tepid price move here. I mean, this is surprising because this is arguably the most important company in the world right now, posting a new all-time high, and it doesn't seem to be generating very much attention, which is kind of strange in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe most people aren't staring at these price charts all day like I am, so maybe it's not such a significant event for other people. But we have now posted these new highs, and the question is at this point, are we going to start to see some follow through here? Or are these shorter term traders just going to start to maybe throw in the towel and then possibly look for a lower base to start buying the stock again? So, I mean, that does seem to be, given the way this is turning out here, this does look like it's probably the most likely scenario that we might actually just see a very boring break into these all-time highs here. That's kind of, I'm surprised to see this. So at that point, if this does occur, and if we do start to see share prices continue to move lower here, we would then be looking for, the next possible base. We would have to sort of redraw this Fibonacci analysis a little bit. The reason that I haven't done that right now is because this was a clear trend wave movement here, and it did result in a very substantial short-term price decline. And this did give us some very clear areas that could develop for support and resistance zones. And then this did actually happen right around this would be right 131 again. I mean, this is an old level that we have been watching here. So that was a significant price zone. So I'm a little bit reluctant to just sort of remove this Fibonacci analysis study here because we don't really know how much more this is going to play out. We don't know where the ultimate price high is going to be. I mean, we could just sort of redraw the Fibonacci analysis like this and assume that this 140.89 will be the ultimate price high. I suppose we can do that because, one scenario here is that, shorter term traders just throw in the towel, exit their positions, and then we do start to see some shorter term, sort of price movements in the downside direction. But even if that did occur, this ultimate 38.2% fib retracement zone really still comes into contact right around the same area. It's even a bit closer to that 131 mark. Really, this comes in at right around, this would be 130.65 is now where this rests. And then that's obviously very close to these prior 131 levels that were significant previously. I mean, we've seen this area tested multiple times. So this is a fairly significant level in terms of historical support and resistance. So, even if we look at things this way, we just sort of assume that this 140.89 is going to be sort of the near term high here. The level to watch here to the downside does still come in right around 130.65. I mean, this would be the area that I would be watching. If I was going to trade this stock on a shorter term basis, if we do see declines here, and I was going to trade the stock on a shorter term basis, this is the area that I would be watching. I'd probably set a buy order right around 130.80, somewhere around there, 130.85. Or possibly even 131. It's not a bad level either, just because this level has been tested so much. But we did see some spikes below that area, roughly here. So it does seem that there will be an opportunity here to buy in below 130 in the event that we do continue to see share prices move lower like this. I've seen a couple of small headlines saying that NVIDIA posted a new record high, but not a lot of enthusiasm. So it just seems like just sort of isn't getting very much attention. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I watch this stock too much. Maybe I'm paying too much attention to it, but I'm kind of surprised that this isn't more of a story, and that it's not generating a bit more enthusiasm, and that it's also not generating more follow through, because this is a break of resistance. So in two separate areas here. I mean, we can also look at this area here. I mean, even just short term resistance is breaking above there as well. So short term resistance and long term resistance are now being broken. Just to close out the video here, we will look quickly at the indicator reading. There's a little bit of a conflicting signal here, because we do see some longer term trend momentum that is still focused to the downside. These are roughly equal too, so the indicator really doesn't give us much help here. We are trading closer to overbought territory than oversold territory, but it does look as though it would be difficult to break through this negative momentum reading. This is almost a flat line here, and those types of readings are difficult to break. They take a long time to break. So we could see a substantial extension here to the top side before breaking that area. So on balance, this is really sort of a neutral indicator reading. This doesn't really help us much either. So there's not a strong amount of momentum that's currently underlying the stock. That doesn't help for people that are looking for long positions to start to move higher. But the real question at this point, in my view, is, if we're not going to see major follow through here, where does that base wind up unfolding? I mean, we probably start to see share prices move lower here. So the question is, where do we actually drop? This 23.6% fib retracement zone comes in around 134.60. So that would be a slight drop below 135. And then from there, I would be looking at 130.65 or 130.80 as the next potential maybe entry point for short-term positions. So here's the current stock market outlook for NVIDIA Corporation, stock ticker NVDA. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.